Очередь сил света запрещать. Очередь сил тьмы запрещать героя. Очередь сил света запрещать героя. Очередь сил тьмы выбирать героя. Осталось 10 секунд. Мирана. Очередь сил света выбирать героя. Очередь сил света выбирать героя. Осталось 10 секунд. Очередь сил тьмы выбирать героя. Осталось 10 секунд. Осталось 5 секунд. Дополнительное время. Очередь сил света запрещать героя. Осталось 10 секунд. Осталось 5 секунд. Дополнительное время. Очередь сил тьмы запрещать героя. Очередь сил света запрещать героя. Осталось 10 секунд.
Alright guys, seems like we are back with Prodota Gaming versus Elements Pro Gaming. This is the final game of the series for Elements Cup Season number 2. This is a best of 3, so this will be game number 3, the decider. If Prodota Gaming can move on to the final, or EPG can do so. Personally, against Imperial, I believe, who's in the final for this tournament, it's hard to say who I would rather see. EPG has shown some really good drafting before. They used to be a really good team. I'm a big fan of LeBron Dotem. Swift Ending is actually a pretty consistent carry. I believe, I don't know if LeBron is still their captain, used to be their captain, and better when they were there. And Milan is also a really good support player. I do love EPG supports. Their carries, Swift Ending do fall off a bit. Prodota Gaming, on the other hand, would be also interesting. Czech played with Imperial previously, back when they were Danish Bears. They used to play for a while together.
Осталось 10 секунд.
Cool. So it'll be interesting to see that kind of matchup. Doesn't really matter to me. I just want to watch some good Dota. And my name is D Swordfish. I'll be your cast support today. Any sort of technical issues, any sort of sound issues, any sort of visual issues, I do apologize. I have a very powerful PC and a good internet usually, but I recently had to move. I had to change my graphics card, or I'm in the process of changing my, and I'm also in the provider, my new internet provider, terrible one called Thompson right now. Man is living in my room, so it's kind of terrible. Which is why we're using a host, and why there might be a couple problems in audio or in visuals. I do apologize for that. I hope you guys can still enjoy the game. And let's get right into the draft. We have Oracle, Io, Luna, and Ricky banned out by Prodota Gaming. That ban on Ricky, they're really afraid of EPG's Ricky. I gotta admit that Milan's Ricky's pretty, so fair enough, but maybe it's because OD. Oh, Ricky's a good counter to OD, so they pick up Mirana and World Devourer, and that's an interesting combo. Running Mirana in the support position again, play like Come With Me. Now you have a great setup, which is that Astral Imprisonment. Guaranteed kill. Mirana with the OD is a very powerful combo. If you get a right angle with the OD, then easy kill with the arrow. EPG on the other hand will be banning out the Drow Ranger, the Kunkka, of course. You don't want Kunkka OD either. But, well, they ban it out first, but they just don't really want the Kunkka. They ban out the Void and the Alchemist, picking up the Darkseer, the Shadow Demon, and the Night Stalker. So maybe it's them who's actually going for Shadow Demon, Luna. Right, that said, Dazzle, great pick by Prodota Gang, by the way. Has good lane clear, so it's good against any sort of illusion spamming or Darkseer or whatever. Can save anyone from Night Stalker, and is one of the few heroes that doesn't do too badly against Night Stalker, because you can usually Poison Touch Night Stalker and the Weave to kind of annoy him, because Night Stalker relies a lot on his high armor, and Weave really screws him over in that regard. And that Shadow Wave can really hurt Night Stalker if he tries to run at you, right? Actually deal a lot of damage with the Shadow Wave. Stronger nukes goes by the Creep Wave, right? Also, the Dazzle is great with an alt. Similar to how Huskar works, OD doesn't really leave the fight, doesn't have many escape mechanisms, except Hurricane Bike, so you gotta rely very much on staying in the can, and sometimes that means Shallow Grave him and make him survive. EPG, Darkseer, Shadow Demon, and Night Stalker. So no big wombo combo just yet, but you do have a good initiation already starting with the Darkseer, and some good defensive abilities by Shadow Demon and Night Stalker. They do have a good counter initiation, similar to what we saw in the first game. The question is Prodota Gang just going to run a normal OD with Mirana Dazzle as supports? A lack of Ogre Magi or Io, any sort of attack speed buff, makes them a bit weak. Maybe they decide to run the Beastmaster, the offlane, to give OD a bit of that extra attack speed. But EPG already picks up the Lone Druid, and considering you have the Night Stalker Shadow Demon combo again, which is usually too dominant in the early game, maybe. Lone Druid can't really use illusion heroes though. Weird. It's most likely going to be a mid lane.
Huskar.
Очередь сил света запрещать героя.
I'm assuming I'm wrong. Anyway, they pick up a Huskar now. Wow. Huskar Dazzle. Okay. I don't know why I didn't consider that, but of course. Huskar Dazzle. That's out of the question. And Huskar's great against Low Druid. I don't like EPG lineup at all. Again, Night Stalker Shadow Demon combo. I know it worked for them game number 1, but I think that was more because we saw Drums of Endurance sinking more than because that's a good combo. I don't see the point in Shadow Demon Night Stalker, really, because you can't really use the illusion spam with these two heroes, and I don't have a great combination. One's a roamer, one is a lane hero, sure, but like Night Stalker is really early game spike. In fact, it might even be worse. Stalker. We'll see. And the Lone Druid I hate with a Shadow. I think it's a terrible combo. Can't use illusion to the Lone Druid at all. And sure, defensive disruptions are pretty useful, but now you need to grab a Luna or something. Other illusion-based carries would include in this situation stat heroes like Medusa, for example, would be an interesting band to go for. OT really counters Medusa. I don't want to consider her anyway. Slark wasn't that great of a pick, actually. I would have said more than Slark. Juggernaut, perhaps, would have been a better option, especially against an OD. I think a Juggernaut would have been pretty. Juggernaut's great against Huskar. The only reason why they banned the Slark is probably because it's Silver Edge and they really want to protect their Slark, but they have to look at the enemy lineup and notice that EPG has zero synergy right now. So if they can really take advantage of that. Slaughter adds damage to Huskar and OD, makes perfect sense. I have some initiation, which he didn't have before, on top of the Mirana, so works out pretty well. Can also cut the distance between himself and the Lone Druid easily, making EPG weaker in this game. They might run dual lanes, now that I'm thinking about it, with Shadow Demon, Juggernaut, and Night Stalker. Lifesteal. Alright, I honestly think that there would be a better option to go Juggernaut, and go Juggernaut, Shadow Demon, and then Night Stalker, Darkseer in the offlane, and then try to win the lanes by using the Lone Druid in the mid lane, who can do against an Albert Power. Lifestealer is not a good illusion spammer, can do decently against Slardar, but will have a hard time, and it can do really well against Huskar, really. But has a hard time playing against armlet carriers themselves, and the damage over time the Huskar deals, sure, you can evade that with Rage, but you can't evade that. But if Rage has been spent, you're gonna die for sure to the Burning Arrow. On top of that, the LS really good against World Devourer because obviously you stop him from dealing magical damage or pure damage to you. But the Dazzle puts you in quite a pickle because the extra weave or the extra armor you receive from weave is dangerous.
Осталось 5 секунд.
All right. So, I just want to point out that the reason why the mic is cutting out is because I insisted, and this is really not on me. I as a caster insisted that we did it through Skype or Discord or something. Keep the mic consistency open. We're doing it through Dota TV. So all you're hearing is literally my voice echoed through Dota TV, and as you guys know, Dota TV is terrible. So I can't do much of it. Mic is good, really. It's a blue snowball. Like it's not even the ice, the good one, right? Not like off. It's not really. Well, anyway, that said, let's get right into the game. Are going to have on the Radiant side. Allow me to present myself. My name is D Swordfish, and I'll be your caster for today. Let's look at the teams now. Elements Pro Gaming in the Radiant side. We're going to have Swift Ending playing the Lifestealer in the K position. LeBron Dota on the Shadow Demon. Milan playing the Night Stalker. Mitch will be playing the Darkseer in this game. And finally, on the Lone Druid, we are going to have Kefka. Oh, sorry, GOG1. Why am I saying Kefka? wrong team. Because Kefka's such a good Lone Druid that I'm just putting him as the Lone Druid. No, GOG1 will be playing the Lone Druid in this position. Right, on the enemy team in Pro Dota Gaming, it's come with me as the Morana in the support position. Second support being the Dazzle, played by Beaver. And the mid lane, we're going to have Penguin Check as the Outworld Devourer. In the K position is Garter as the Huskar. And finally, as the Slaughter in the off lane, it's Kefka playing this here.
Битва
Now,
начинается.
so, was that a boar? A boar? Yeah, there's no Beastmaster. I don't know why. I saw that, I was like, did some dumbass to actually go for the moon? No, the bear went there. I don't know why the bear would go, though. Now, Beaver's gonna be caught out. Oh, Shadow Wave level 1. That's quite a risky play. Using the tangos efficiently there. Now the disruption. Nobody's gonna go help him, and the Shadow Wave will keep him alive as long as he can, but that was just not good enough. He didn't get Shadow Wave level 1, because even though that's alright in some situations, he couldn't really TP away from that situation. Being harassed heavily. The Rage is still up. Kefka's another stun. They evaded perfectly with a Rage. But Swift Ending now might suffer an arrow very soon. A lot of harassment. The Slaughter has quite a lot of armor, so they're going to push this as far as they can. They cancel the south. There's a Slithering Crush. They catch Swift Ending. The arrow as well. Swift Ending going to go down to come with me. Or sorry, to Kefka, who will be taking that kill swiftly against Carry. And that's pretty good because that actually evens out both teams. Commit suicide against the creep. And now it evens out the first loss really because you actually took the enemy. And seems like they're swapping lanes. I was wondering what the fuck was happening. They're swapping lanes. They decided to put the Lifestealer up in the top lane, fight against the Huskar, but it's also quite a dangerous choice. Lifestealer is still a melee hero, regardless of his rage. Those burning spirits are gonna hurt quite a lot, unless they kill the Huskar in time. They don't have a shallow grave, so Garter is gonna suffer the wrath of Lifestealer as a whole. There's body block coming in from Beaver and trying to save his life. Those illusions not gonna finish off Garter. He's gonna make. But that said, lane. Oh, Penguin check. So the mid lane, I don't think that the OT should be able to win the lane too much. Like usually, Lone Druid deals nice, by the way, using the last second. But you shouldn't have done that. Use the Q earlier, or use Spirit Bear earlier. Sorry, not the Q. The League of Legends player. Spirit Bear earlier. It shouldn't have been on cooldown, so use it as early as possible to get it on cooldown as soon as possible. If you know you're gonna lose it anyway, no use waiting the 4 seconds. That said, come with me. Almost dies to those neutral creeps. In fact, I'm gonna take a lot of damage. Now the illusion's coming in. There's the amplified damage, and come with me. Will go down. Oh, never mind. The shallow grave saves his life, and in comes Garden with a counterattack. Those burning spears hurting quite a lot. Come with me, manages to survive, but they do hit Milan with a beautiful arrow, and they want to go for him. He goes into the eats half the jungle, but can't find the kill on Milan. Too much armor and too much health. That. Oh, we'll find them. But this doesn't seem like the best for either of them, really, because either of them could be in position of death. So just have to disengage. Better option. And the OD is going for the SEA build. Actually, this is the SEA build for the OD. Originated, and it's actually used a lot by Warriors Gaming Unity originally. I think it originated in pubs. I'm not gonna lie, but the first time I ever seen in competitive was an SEA. And it's the build where you max Astral Imprisonment, surprisingly enough. And I know this was done before, but I mean in the new OD. You max Astral Imprisonment, and I'll tell you why now. The arrow? Fantastic arrow. LeBron Doe. I have no way to... the Shadow Wave from plus the Burning Spears deal way too much damage. Now, Swift Ending. No. Not going to be caught out because he has Rage anyway, so he should be able to survive regardless. There comes the Marana, though. The Rage is to be activated, so he doesn't have Burning Spear, and they will hit Milan in the end. Oh, Burning Spears hurting Milan quite a lot. Disruption to save him a couple more seconds. Garda might be going down, but there's the Shallow Grave. He hits fast, he hits hard, and he wants to kill everything. Garda will go down to the tower, but as a result, he does catch the enemy support. Swift Ending and trying to finish off Beaver. And with the boots he just spot, he should outrun Swift Ending easy. Now, this build originated in SCA. The reason why it's good in this game to begin with is because you have a Spirit Bear. You're never going to win by stealing the Spirit Bear's intelligence because he has none, so getting more levels of your orb is not going to work out. But the reason why Astral Imprisonment it's a good build, and something in my house is burning. Keep on casting us. Die casting is not bad. So the reason why it's such a good build is because you actually get the better cast range. It's decent. Cooldown reduction is huge. 4-sec cooldown reduction is quite a lot, so you can actually spam that ability constantly. And the extra damage you get is great for harassment in the lane, especially against a Lone Druid. As you put him in a dangerous position, and Lone Druid depends a lot on proper positioning. And you also deal a lot of damage with the Astral Imprisonment hero who doesn't have much health. The only issue with this build is that it's very mana intensive. And oftentimes requires you to kind of skip your ultimate, usually not getting many levels of Arcane Orb, just so you can get more levels of S Aura. Get a lot of intelligence items. But, you know. Sacrifice what you're willing to make most. So if Ending goes out, down.
Нижнюю башню сил тьмы атакуют.
And that will help out. That'll help out Prodota Gaming as they're starting to lead the game heavily. In that second game, they look much stronger, and they always seem to win the lanes. So, seems like they're consistent in that sense. Elements Pro Gaming does have a consistent late game, but honestly, the Lifestealer pick is just not great, I don't think. I think the Lifestealer counters the OD and is smart in that situation, in that sense. But I know Lifestealer and have a decent late game. It's kind of dangerous if the enemy team snowballs too much, and Lone Druid depends a lot on getting a good mid game and those item timings exactly. Right, you need Rainis at a certain time. You need the Midas especially. You do go for the Midas. The only good thing is that Elements Pro Gaming, despite the kills that they're losing, they're still winning in terms of net worth, just simply because Lone Druid is farming this lane pretty well, and the OD is not keeping him at bay as much as he would like. The Marana's forced to fight against an aggressive Trilane. Deal, because you're fighting against an aggressive trialing, which means that you actually can't rotate your supports as much, and that means that the middle lane ends up being a matchup between Lone Druid and OD. And the matchup between Lone Druid and OD is, like I said, not too favorable to the OD because you steal the intelligence off the bear. With the Astral Imprisonment build, which was a nice adaptation, I guess. It's kind of hard to win this lane. Oh, the bear will go down though. That's a lot of gold for the. Tucker also takes a kill on Dazzle in the top lane. And they build this tower very heavily. Will kill Dazzle and Huskar, but Swift Ending will die as a result. So carry for carry, and then an extra support. Not bad. OD finally recovers though, and that works chart as he kills the bear and gets the extra 300 gold from that bear. Kefka also decided to...
Сил тьмы атакуют. Силы тьмы укрепили свои сооружения.
Good. There was anyone here. He was expecting to catch the lone druid without a bear, and it was a smart choice in that situation. Now the bear's back. Kefka is just doing a bit of a creep skin, stealing some creeps away from the OD, maybe trying to take the tower. But now Swiftending goes in. Kefka has just sacrificed himself. Oh, Savage Roar, good astral imprisonment to save his life. Takes away the Savage Roar, but that still takes away the extra movement speed. They want to counter attack, but Kefka needs to be very careful. You have a lot of armor, Kefka, and a good stout shield, but you also have the spray. Incredibly vulnerable damage. And no dazzle there. Yeah, I. He's doing super well for being an offlaner, though. I mean, you compare him to Mitch, obviously not the case, because Mitch has just been doing lane, because he had the help from the two starter, but fuse lane completely. But Kefka did a decent job of staying at bay, considering he's a melee hero against a Darkseer, that's pretty decent. And he will get his Blink Dagger a bit better than our last game on that starter. On Mitch, I believe, playing him. And Mitch is a really good starter player, but he just wasn't his. Now, Oscar seems to be going for a Veil of Discord. No, okay. Armlet, obviously. And I always love going like, oh, no. But he's gonna go for the Armlet, obviously. The typical. If he gets it at minute 12, especially if he gets it before the life stealer, that'd be quite huge. I don't know if the life stealer's gonna. I mean, regardless. Might prioritize minus armor though. Seriously, that Blightstone turning into Desolator very early against the Huskar is not a bad idea. But the armor just good if you're.
Центральную башню сил тьмы атакуют.
When they catch Mulan, they have no way to stop him because they lost the arrow, but can they kill him in time? Might be able to die in the fountain. There it is. Night Stalker dying in the fountain. DB back, but had way too many burning spears on him. I couldn't even check how many burning spears he had. Quite a lot. Well, Penguin Sec actually uses the Astral Imprisonment build. Sorry. AI build? Wow, that's a really good, cool name. The AI build. To farm efficiently, and that's another good thing that AI does, which is the fact that you can actually farm better with that ability. Not too great. Again, you're still an OD, but you know it amplifies your farm ever so. Now, careful. Swiftending might just eat you up if you go against him, so I wouldn't really taunt the devil. As Garter takes the Morrigan for tower now. Gear 1 tower down, up top, going down. As Garter just, I mean, he went really low, but the armor is really down anyway. Now, the one great thing about amplified damage is that the bear never increases his armor unless you give him specific items to do so. But until he gets his radiance, he's not even going to consider the assault crest. And right now, the bear will stay at that not going to go higher. And like I said earlier, from 0 to 7 or negative 7 to 7 armor is the ideal range you want to be in for the amplified damage. Well, not the ideal. I guess the ideal range that you want your enemies to be in for the amplified damage. And it actually deals a lot of damage percentage-wise. And the bear will go down here. 300 gold going to Kefka. That's fantastic. As they now try to take down his tower. But Garter suffering quite a lot of damage now. Has to run away. Keeps toggling the armor, but it's going to be really hard. It's going to go down in the middle of the spray. As Beaver decides to shallow grave himself instead of the Huskar. As an obvious misclick, I can only imagine. Or maybe just an art style play. The homage to him. That was Beaver, man. That was not a good play, was it? They could have saved the Huskar, maybe. They've even dealt a lot of damage. Huskar could have stayed there and just attacked. But he decided to kind of... decided to run around like a headless chicken, be kited heavily, and then died. No, I'm out of armor toggling. Save you for a minute. Now the 4 staff going to come out for pick and check as well. happily taking the 4-step, and interesting that he went for 4-step 4 Dragonlance. Really Dragonlance. The same build up, but Dragonlance gives you the ability and the extra bit better than 4-step. Doesn't really matter. The order doesn't really matter. Hurricane Pike first, and Hurricane Pike is always classically first on OD. Yes, I guess not classically first. It's classically first in this pack. And the Armlet on Lifesteal, oh wow, never mind. It's not even close because Lifesteal has been really underfarmed. I didn't even notice because Lone Druid and Darkshire were doing so well, but the Lifestealer's actually been completely denied this game. And he's the sole counter they have to the OD and the Huskar. Huskar can do pretty well against a Lone Druid anyway, and in they go. They catch Milan. There's a Lifestealer inside of him, but he doesn't want to go out. He's very cozy. He's at the Lightstalker. He will finally end up going out at the wrong time, really, as Garter now fights everyone, has the armor dealing a lot of damage. There he goes up to Mage. Mage wants to man fight, and Garter tries to toggle, but he can't do so. Dazzle has been silent, so he can't use the Shallow Grave again, and they lose another great opportunity to make use of this Huskar. Now Prodota fighting it with an amplified damage, kind of hard to fight here as Milan tries to run away, silences Beamer again, but will go down as a result. Kefka wanting to find Prodota as a Blink Dagger any second. There's the Slithering Crush, plus the amplified damage allows to kill him off. As Swift standing, hiding in the trees, has no TP. Can they find him though? They don't even know he's here. I don't think so. I think he just ran away from the infest. Oh, there he is. He actually used the vision very intelligently, going this way. My daughter is so glitchy that I can't even draw on the map. Sorry. But you understand. He circles the tree instead of going around it. Because he goes around the tree or goes behind the tree instead of going in front of it, because then the enemy team doesn't see you. Sneaky Swift Ending actually makes it out alive. Making his Helm of the Iron Will, or starts making his arm with that Helm of Iron Will. Still very underfarmed, but at least he didn't die in that situation. It was a good kill that they managed to finish off Darkseer. Mitch, who was snowballing out of control. Lone Druid, though, in the similar position, has not been killed just yet. 0-0 and 1. Very happy with that. This bear has died multiple times, but he hasn't. And he's getting closer and closer to the Radiance. Inching towards it. Where's the arrow? Good setup, but no arrow. Then they have no way to stop Milan. It's the middle of the night. He's way too fast. Try, but you all come with me. No, that's where the arrow was. Come with me was in the top lane. That's why. It's good because he can actually farm from afar with the Astron. The low cooldown allows him to do so. 10-second cooldown is pretty decent for farming in this game. And Kefka in this bottom lane is looking for some action. Try to kill off Swift Ending most likely. Without the help of his team is practically impossible. And Mitch is also roaming around. He doesn't know this, but obviously Kefka has no clue that Mitch is there. Now that he sees him, he's like, okay, nope. Leaving. Maybe TPing is even the right option. Okay, never mind. Kefka is okay. That means it's a bit too aggressive, Kefka. Go on to Mitch. His team is finally helping out. There is Dazzle coming in. I don't know if that's enough damage. No poison touch there. The Surge has been used, and Mitch is running away fast as he can. Speed of light here. The Wall Replica gets dropped. Not stunned by the arrow, but stunned by the Slithering Crush. Too much damage, though, onto Mitch, and even the Wall Replica is not enough to save him. Not the best positioning for it either. It was kind of a desperate Wall Replica. That last-ditch attempt as you're very drunk and like, oh, no, please, trying to get the last girl there. Drunk as you are. Similar, that was this Wall Replica. Very sad attempt. Wasted opportunity. More than anything, you lost dignity in that kind of play. No, I'm kidding. It's not a big a deal, obviously. The cooldown is pretty low as far as, 100 seconds is not that high, really. Especially in the early game. You're not going to fight constantly with a Wall Replica. Fine to use it. Obviously, the positioning for it. Prodota could be found out by Kefka. Good smoke, but Sprint is activated and has the Blink Dagger available too, so kill on LeBron. There's the Moonlight Shadow. They see him just barely, and he misses the Slithering Crush. A bit afraid of this. Has to stop the TP. Won't find it. There's the Slithering Crush. LeBron thought it was too close to the trees, or too close to the outer part of the trees, so his TP gets cancelled. Goes down. Even wasted Demonic Purge in the process. I think that was unnecessary. Demonic Purge means why do that? I didn't gain much of it.
Нижнюю башню сил тьмы атакуют.
some of the chat. It's just notice how aggressive the people are to this. Is this Helmet Dominator? Yeah, okay. So Helmet Dominator and God are giving him a lot more sustainability. I'd like to see Heaven's Halberd. But, like, it's a situational. You don't always get Heaven's Halberd, but I think in this situation, against a Swift Ending, which is the only thing that you really counters Huska, pretty great. Oh, and in they go, against Swift Ending. There's the arrow, plus the Starstorm. Goodbye to this Lifestealer. As Mega Kill goes for Kefka, and you see the effect of a good Slardar. He's actually doing so well that he could go for 4-stab before BKB because he doesn't need that BKB so early. He's snowballing right now. And so is the rest of his team. OD is second in terms of net worth, got his Hurricane Pike relatively early. The Lone Druid got his, or is close to his Radiance. Is only 1,000 gold away. Not bad. Got his Radiance. Should have it there, on the bear. Oh, he has it. 18 minutes in is a pretty good timing. Obviously, a great Lone Druid gets it around 15 minutes in, but that's a bit ridiculous. 18 with a Midas is fantastic, right? His gold per minute is really good. It's around the 500 mark. But talk about a Lone Druid that can at most push and only going to offer a bit of a mischance against because the magical damage barely deals and against an OD. Whereas you're talking about OD that has his core item pretty much Hurricane Pike already set. And Husker has his two core items, the biggest core items, which is Armlet of Morgan and Helmet of Dominator already set. So he has a good amount of Lifestealer, a good amount of Sustain. It's really hard to actually kill him off. You don't have many ways to do so. The bear deals a lot of damage, but it has no attack speed, so again, he suffers from the same issue. But his attack speed is so low that it's not really utilized well. Tier 2 will be going down to Garter. There goes the Slardar. Walks in. Catching a Lucian. Not quite sure what he was doing, but finish off this Tier 2 tower easily. For that Moonlight Shadow to walk away. Why Moonlight Shadow now, though, of all times? Because catch Mitch? He's not expecting this at all, but I don't see much of a point to that Moonlight Shadow. They were too far away to actually catch Mitch, which was what I was thinking. TP, he's not stupid. You see them destroy the tower, you see him walking away. Mitch is not going to be like, oh yeah, let's continue farming. He's going to TP away. Similarly, now you don't have a Moonlight Shadow for absolutely no reason, because they weren't chasing you either. Not like you needed it. Especially because Elements Pro Gaming has absolutely... The only initiation they have is Mitch, and they knew where Mitch was on the map, so... they can't initiate without Mitch. At best they can get counter kill, maybe, as Shadow Demon, but not team fight. I don't really understand the purpose of the move. Now they do see standing though, and have to be careful. You can activate Rage. You might even taunt out the Rage, that'd be really play if I can. Blink, Slithering Crush, or pretend to Slithering Crush, and then taunt out the Rage. Decides how to do that. That's the whole 6 taunt it out, you can always TP away. Then you can try mashing it. I'm pretty sure that they don't come to... Got the suicide to the board anymore. Not a suicide, it'd be on this. There it is, they catch a Pigman check. There's the Demonic Purge. And 100 now Vacuum Ball Replica, Pigman check in trouble, gonna go down easily to Lifesteal. They actually ignore him for a couple seconds for no reason. They go on to Beaver, and that allows him enough time to actually survive. They have to kill Beaver instead, but that's not such a great kill. Milan not being singled out. Garter manages to finish him off, and Swift Ending will have to suffer the wrath of an OD if he's not careful. Good ask from Persimmon. Kefka wants to go in, Slithering Crush. Use it because he is magically immune. That won't affect him from behind though. Come with me. Comes in. Double stun. And the ultimate from the OD. What a magnificent play by Prodota Gaming. Catching out the two last remnants. Elements Pro Gaming, as Darkseer and the Lone Druid were already out of that team fight. And I don't know why they left OD. I don't know why halfway through they were like, at least let's not kill him. Sure, like maybe they were afraid of Dazzle Shallow getting him or something. Just silence the Dazzle and continue with their journey. kill Dazzle and then proceed to go on the OD. Not everyone go for the OD, then everyone go on the Dazzle, then everyone go on the OD again, because the OD will always have the Astral Imprisonment, so at least lower him to the point where they force him to use Shallow Grave, and then try to kill off the Dazzle and then kill off the OD. Because once the OD is really low on health and he has Astral Imprisonment, it's so easy to kill him that you don't have to bother. The Radiance will just finish him off for you. So it's not like the Shallow Grave is actually that great of a skill that you really want to evade. Why that was a weird initiation, but oh, Garter in trouble. Oh, Vacuum Wall! No, not Vacuum Wall, but Vacuum, again, Beaver, another art style play, very preemptive Shallow Grave. Vacuum Infest, by the way. And Kefka's been stunned out. Goodbye to Kefka. Garter trying to run away. They're gonna find him, but they have no vision of him. So he can just stay alive for a couple more seconds. Signaling check, unsure as if he wants to initiate or not. They're gonna slow him down a bit. Good force step. That Hurricane Spike helping him out a lot. The Shadow Grave is available. Has to ask for imprisonment, but that's not the play here, as Beaver has to maintain himself alive for a couple more seconds. Why? Why no? I told you, Shallow Grave, you carry Beaver. Just let him survive there, man. And at least Beaver makes it out alive, but Garter won't, and Come With Me might not either. They can stun him out here, can't they? No, they can just kill him off. Oh, no. Time. Because another Shadow Grave onto yourself. He doesn't even have a TP. Beaver, I think you really deserve to die here. So why Milan decided to chase Dazzle as opposed to killing the Mirana is beyond me, because Mirana is worth a lot more than the Dazzle. A lot of mistakes here. Beaver, seriously. You know that you can cast Shallow Grave on allies? Because you don't seem to. He was within range. Don't even give me the bullshit he was within range. It's a max level Shallow Grave. He was definitely within range of that, the OD. He even managed to survive a good, 3 seconds for a fantastic Shallow Grave. I think he could have even turned the fight around. But he didn't. They were saying, you're going to need some serious 3 to win this. Maybe that's it. I haven't Salbert. Come on, Garter. Relatively soon. And Kefka gonna get his own Shivas. Interesting is not deciding to go for any D. He's just not going for any BKB. I mean, you're still up against a. The Radiance is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. And the mischance mainly. As a Slaughter, you don't mind getting a couple hits in. You know, you only level 1 bash, but it's nice to have that extra chance. The damage from the Radiant's not really that big a deal, but the Shadow Demon Disruption is very annoying for an Initiator, and so is the Darkseer in his vacuum. The Shivas is nice, or the Sakura. Actually, why did I say Shivas? Obviously, the Sakura. The Sakura is good, makes you a stronger carry, but again, I really would like to see a BKB on the starter. I think he's playing way too aggressively. He's getting very cocky in this game because you're winning, but. Anyway, looking a bit at the form of the enemy team, I'm watching a lot on Prodota gaming because they've been winning, so obviously it's easier to concentrate on more to say about them. When a team is dirt poor, you can't really say, I was like, oh, they got, oh look, they finally, Lifestealer got an armlet, woo! 24 minutes in, he's not doing well. Come With Me is beating him again, as Mirana. And she's actually closed the gap between herself and Mitch, which is ridiculous, as Mitch is just a support, really. And in this situation, Kefka himself is also doing really well, so he hasn't been relegated to the support role. Again, they put Beaver as the ward pitch, per se, and they have both Mirana as a semi-carry, and played by Come With Me, and Kefka as a pretty viable carry, honestly. Ha, I like this Illusions family. Still though, it's really are putting a lot of it. OD himself seems to be going for, I want to say Scythe of Vice because of the kind of build-up. It could be, I mean, honestly, it could be anything. It could be Scythe of Vice, Octarine Core, or Shivas. Against a Lifestealer, Scythe of Vice is great, but so is Shiva. Those two would be better. The more armor, the better against a Lifestealer. And against a Lone Druid, I guess armor is always go down to this. Bow is also great for cutting the bears. Could use that. Scythe of Vice is a bit weak against But the other issue you have as a bear, which is in late game, you're gonna need that BKB fight against. Him and check and just finish off someone. Like say he fights against Night Stalker. Deals like okay, how many hits do you reckon Night Stalker will die in? And it deals quite a lot of damage. And 4 intelligence. He gets like a good 32 intelligence from Night Stalker. I think it's a fair thing. 8 hits, maybe a bit less. 28, 24. He gets that much intelligence from Night Stalker. Then proceeds to go on the bear. He has a lot of mana, deals a lot of damage, and the bear can't really stop him because he can't grab BKB. You can go for BKB. Those items that you grab. And it was Shivas in the end. Option. I like it better than Scythe of Vice against him. Potter himself though has been changed for some. Then Desolator finally comes out on lifesteal. Recovery. I saw him with these items exactly the same. He did Boots of Trial, that's it. And now he's gonna finally finish his Heaven's Halberd, I can only imagine. A casual Talisman Evasion. Could happen really. For a while, obviously. Later you do make it to Halberd, but now there's no need to. And it's not like a Lifestealer is the best option for Heaven's Halberd for the off with rage.
Sustains, gold remains.
Lotus Orb not coming on Starter, so it wasn't Assault Cuirass or Shivas. Obviously not Shivas, but that wasn't Assault Cuirass, it was Lotus Orb instead. I mean, the only spells that you're really reverting back would be spells that are against the only targeted spells essentially are, you know, and then open wounds. But open wounds is really you rage it away. Not really big. Can they catch him? Air. Oh, just been. He had the right angle. I don't love the Lotus Orb in this game. Not too great because the only target spells that you're really returning are those from sports. Sure, you can kill the Night Stalker. I guess that's okay. You can kill the. See, that's pretty alright. You know, being able to use the Void and the Spear against Night Stalker. But LeBron Dodo would just sacrifice himself. If you need a disruption to kill off someone, then by all means, LeBron Dodo would just do. Not really that big a team fight if you do manage to get a lot from it. Maybe a Link is a little bit. However, Lord Sword was also not bad. It's never like a bad item to have. I think the Assault Cuirass for a BKB would have been better off. Slaughter. Oh. With this and an H on the Huskar, so also a Heaven's Halberd, they're ready to go for the high ground now. There's not much high ground defense on this pro gaming. The only thing they really have is the Lone Druid and obviously the Iron Shield to some degree. The Lifestealer doesn't have much of a lane clear, even though he hits pretty hard. Shadow Demon can use the Shadow Poison, but it's only level 1, so deal too much damage. You have to go for the old Shadow Demon build, maxing Soul Catcher and getting a lot of levels of disruption, leaving Shadow Poison to last. Which means it's really hard to get a lot of stacks enough to kill and creepers. However, that said, since Prodota Gaming did not go for an Assault Cuirass, it's kind of hard to take down. Maybe they're not going for AC because they're gonna go for that on. Oh, that makes sense. Garter with the Lotus Orb. Another tower easily. Does Aegis so he can put pretty aggressively. Nice stun by the Slaughter. Almost catch him along with that arrow. LeBron Dota, easy kill here, but disruption. Oh, it's the Husker in a dangerous position. Garter does not quite want to initiate. To illusions of his being turned again. He will be taking the melee racks easily. The Weave also helping out in terms of armor. Okay, good. And Beaver's also behind, by the way, with the Shallow Grave, which is used here. As Garter is going to go haywire here, destroys the poor sucker. And now a Shallow Grave onto Garter to save his life. Preemptive against Shallow Grave again. But they managed to kill off a Shadow Demon, and they managed to kill off the Night Stalker. So the Lotus Sword actually worked out pretty decently there. That was a terrible disruption. Granted, it was more of a... I think it was more of the, oh, well, I'll delay the Shallow Grave the best I can, but it didn't really help out, because they couldn't really go on the Husker. More of a defensive disruption. Didn't work out too great with a Lotus Orb. Now go on to Mage, and with the amount of sustain that this Husker has no issue. They already kill off the Shadow Demon, finish off Mage, and Ping check is destroying these illusions, clearing them out. Now they can go for the ranged rack, which is the only thing that's left. Only thing stopping them right now is this wall replica, which is already gone, so no point. And worrying too much about it. They still have Aegis, they have a Shallow Grave available, only 15-second cooldown, and even the Weave. And their 2 carries are more than ready. Only issue is they are missing their initiation, and they have lost this top lane of racks while we were speaking at this bottom engagement. You can see the Lone Druid was ratting the whole time. But that's the only time you can actually see that happen, because the bottom lane is already Prodota Gaming's. Go push for Prodota Gaming. And they have 2 tier 2s. Hard to actually play this. Oh, Garter. That was a pretty good Savage Reward, but he wants to continue to fight. I mean, he wants to kill the bear. There's another Shallow Grave. Again, really preemptive. These are not being too good. And Garter wants to continue to fight. At least they're not on Dazzle, so that's pretty good. I think he's just been pretty tilted by the earlier. That Garter has to go back again, still keeping his Aegis and somehow not trying to fight more. And it's surprising how much Elements Pro Gaming is trying and failing to do. They keep going at it and don't do it. So Tending is also really underfarmed, so that's another issue. Like, they don't have a main damage carry. You can rely on Lone Druid, but he's gonna rat most of the time. That's what Lone Druid does. He's not really that good for team fights because you can kill that bear easily with a Huskar. And on top of that, you have the amplified damage from the Slaughter, as we already mentioned earlier. Now they have the Assault Crest, which is great. You know, Assault Crest is fantastic. That plus Vlad's actually gives an insane amount of armor to the bear. Or no, 19. No. So 19 armor total with those 2 items to the bear, which is good. But against the... First of all, you have a lot of pure magical damage. To point out. And second of all, the Slaughter is already level 2 amplified damage, so he reduces your armor down to 4. Actually, no, not 4, down to 10. Which is actually decent, but once he gets to 20 minus armor, then he'll... 5. Pretty low amount of armor for the late game. And Mitch is finally on to Kefka. Oh, there's a Lotus Orb onto Kefka trying to help himself out. I don't know what just triggered the Lotus Orb. I think it was, but he pushed him away with the rage, as we mentioned earlier. The Husker, meanwhile, is fighting him in the backlines against everything. Goes into Swift Ending, wants to kill him off. Might be able to do so, using that Aegis very aggressively, and will kill off Swift Ending. Now going on to Mitch, wants to slow him down, but can't quite get his ultimate off. Mitch is trying to run away. There, come on, the life break. One last life break will hit as fast as he can. Will Mitch go down in time? He will die again in the fountain, thanks to the power of the Burning Spears. Now trying to find GOG. What a beautiful Slithering Quest plus the Force Staff. They find his bear and they will kill him off with an ultimate. And the bear will die as a result as well. GG comes out from the guys at Elements Pro Gaming, admitting defeat, as Prodota Gaming is simply the superior team. Great job to Prodota Gaming. They did a fantastic game 1, game 2, and game 3. After that, Drums SK was bad, but everything else was fantastic by Prodota Gaming. They've been playing really well until now, so I'm really glad that they managed to make it to the final. And tomorrow, or whenever, will be the final between them and Imperial. A lot of schedule changes, so I won't know. If you do want to stay tuned to the tournament or watch me cast